All right, I decided to go ahead and stop over here at Genuine Paints right here in Moab, I'm in Moab, Utah. We're in Grand Junction at the paint store that my friend Pete shops at, and it's called Genuine Paints right here. Now we got one of the employees outside. He's unloading a giant pallet of stuff. Let's go talk to him and see what's going on. What's going on, Trevor? What do you got here, guy? How many pallets did you unload today?
So this is the second pallet that we've unloaded so far.
What are we selling today? What's going on? What is all this?
So this is all just basic product.
Miscellaneous product?
Yep.
So you're actually selling that much stuff out of this store?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff going on. We don't know what's in the boxes, but you know what, Trevor? Shake a hand, make a friend.
Yes, sir.
Now, you're one of the employees here that sells stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Your technology knowledge is like high quality action, or?
Yep.
Now, you're matching colors, you're taking color chips down, you're matching stuff, and it's all looking good, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me ask your opinion before we go talk to the professional in there. I'm sorry, you're a professional.
Yes,
Have you ever painted cars?
I have not.
Okay, so when you call yourself a professional, how long you been in the business, bud?
I have only been in the business for, I'd say, about 2 years.
About 2 years, but you know what? You look like an honest guy, and I would trust you if I bought something from you that you're not going to bullshit me and sell me a product I don't need.
Well, I appreciate that.
Now, when you're selling stuff to people, do you kind of look at them, see what their budget is, or do you ask them about their budget, or do you just try to sell the most high-priced stuff you got?
I try to give them prices for everything that they like.
Okay.
I would say, depending on what they're doing, I would go off of that for their price point.
Right.
And if they're going with the single stage, base clear, it just depends on what's all in their price line.
So you're not out. You're not the type of guy that's out to say, well, I'm a company man. I'm going to sell them the most expensive thing I can sell them.
I am not. I am more of the person that likes to give people what they need.
Right. Because I've seen you behind the counter, and you seem like you're really honest with people. That's the kind of action we need, Trevor. Okay. Genuine Paints, people, right here at Grand Junction. You just met Trevor. Nice guy, hard worker. Let's go in there and talk to the man, Doug, and see what he says. Thank you, Trevor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
What's up, Doug?
Not much. How you doing, Pete?
Okay, we just talked to... Okay, shake your hand, big friend. We just talked to Trevor outside. I just wanted to make sure he's an honest guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He is.
Because the real deal is there's a lot of people out there that don't have $1 million in the bank to paint their car.
Right, that's
okay,
true.
and that's why I came in here, because I wanted to get a square with you on what kind of paint people should buy and what kind of quality they're getting when they buy that paint.
Alrighty.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. You bet.
What's your angle on that?
Well, I mean, a lot of it depends upon what clear you're putting over the base coat, but we have...
Really?
Yes. That's where I see the majority of
let's go back on that, because my theory was, and you might have a point here, my theory was it was on the base coat that you're buying.
Yeah.
That would have the UV qualities and all the aspects of being better.
Well, since the majority of base coats are not catalyzed.
Right. They're just reducer only.
Well, yeah, and they're mixed with different resins and different binders,
hardeners,
so on and so
clears.
forth. Yeah, but I believe, it's my theory, that the majority of your UV protection, chip resistance, and all of that is in your clear.
Huh.
And, but, you know, there's also color holdouts.
Do you think it could be a combination of the two, though?
I think it is. Yeah, because there's also color holdout. You see that some colors will fade faster than others.
Because I've seen people where they will buy the cheap paint, like, I'm going to go ahead and throw one out there. Omni, for instance. To
Okay.
me, that's cheap, inexpensive junk, bottom of the barrel PPG. They'll buy that.
Right.
Hold on a second, bud. We got a paying customer in here. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on?
Okay, he looks like a hot rodder. Are you painting hot rods today?
I'm paying a hot Mustang today.
A hot Mustang. All right.
He's a hard worker, and he's got a shop
Okay.
here in town. He
What's your
sprays
name,
a lot
buddy?
of
Shake a
cars.
hand, make a friend. How you
Israel.
doing? Israel. Now, are you restoring old classic cars, or are you doing collision work?
They call me Shower.
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 Does that mean hot rods or collision? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let you help him out. He seems like a good guy here, Doug.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
we'll go ahead and do that while I look around and check stuff out.
All right, absolutely.
All right. Okay, so they got a paying customer in here. We're going to go ahead and start looking at the tools that they got. You can see they sell a lot of stuff in here. Look at all this. These guys are fully loaded and ready to rock and roll if you need their help. Right here, Genuine Paint and Body Shop Supply Store. Unbelievable. There's a lot of people that's using this product here, the Dry Coat Guide Coat Kit. And yeah, that's a good thing to use, but I'm going to be honest with you. I go to Home Depot and I buy the most cheapest, inexpensive, flat black paint that I can buy, and that works really well for me. So depending, kind of like the paint that we're talking to Doug about, depending on your budget and what you want to use is actually the situation going on. Let me ask you this. You were saying that you think that it matters on the clear. Now, I've seen a lot of people use, let's say, Omni paint, and they'll put a high-quality clear on it,
Okay.
and then about 2 or 3 years later, the clear will peel off.
There are some clears that are not compatible with some
Right.
base coats. And it depends on what properties and what resins and binders that are in those base coats.
Okay, and see,
you
that's
know,
why we need to
for
talk to
the
you.
good
Because,
clears.
yeah, the resins,
Stick
you're
with
saying resins. When you say resins, are you talking about the colors themselves that mixes the paint together?
Yeah, they're clear that helps bind the toners.
Okay, we know it.
And
Toners, there you go.
will suspend like the metallics
Or the
or the
pearls.
pearls. so
Keep
on
them
and so
floating
forth.
around so they look
Yeah.
beautiful.
Keep them layered in the proper
Right.
proper order.
So you guys are selling Napa brand paint, which is
Martin Sr.
Martin Senior, and you're also selling the high quality Valspar.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yep. And those are both two paint companies that are owned by Sherwin-Williams.
So,
Sherwin,
so they own both paint companies.
right? Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. And
They own Martin Senior and Valspar.
Now, Martin Sr. is just rebranded for Napa. It's Sherwin-Williams. It's just rebranded for Napa to use exclusively.
Right. If you were going to paint a car, let's just say a high quality restoration job, what paint would you use? The Martin Senior or the Valspar? Because I know there's a different quality there.
our highest end paint currently is in the Martin Senior brand. It is what's called Tech Base. That's the highest end
And that's
product that
called
we
Tech
sell.
Base.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
And how much is like a, let's just say a pint of white, GM white?
Pint of GM white, you're probably going to be running probably around 80, 90 bucks.
$80 or $90 for one pint, so that's high quality stuff going
And
on.
it is very expensive, but yeah, it is very
But
good.
it covers
high
really
quality.
good. See, that's another thing that people don't understand. The high quality paints cover in half the coverage as you would use with a cheap color paint.
Yes, sir. It's a lot more thick than what
Right,
you'll
so
see.
you can actually reduce that paint more and get more paint out of the can than you could the cheap stuff, because the cheap stuff, you use less reducer and more paint.
Right. And I believe our Tech Base is a 1-to-1 reduction.
What's the cheapest paint y'all sell?
Well, the cheapest paint we have is the factory pack high-tech base coats, which you can buy a gallon of that for under $100. And we have a lot of guys just starting out that are doing that. You know, they're working in their backyards.
Do you got some of those
Doing
factory pack cans we can look at?
Yep.
Come on over here, let's take a look at
right
that.
over here.
Okay, so they're actually talking about this stuff right here.
This is what you're looking at. This is just a few of us, and if you look at this one,
Now, are these solid colors, Doug, we're looking at, or
solids and metallics.
solids and metallics? How many different colors do they have in this series?
Oh, I have a book. There's probably around a dozen.
About 12 of them? Okay.
See, like if you take a look at this one,
Right, Sparkle
high-tech,
Silver.
Sparkle Silver. You'll also notice
Yeah.
HOK.
House of Color.
That's a house color Sparkle Silver that a lot of people will throw candies over the top of, that sort of thing.
Okay, so that's equivalent to the House of Color.
That's
because
their
it's
version
a
of
high
it.
sparkle. That's their version.
Very high sparkle. Very popular colors. They do have like
A white diamond.
That's a
pearl.
that's a mid coat.
Oh, so you can actually buy a pearl,
Mid coat in that.
and then they have the pearl that goes on top of that. So you buy that as a kit.
And you look
Correct.
at that, $96 a gallon.
So that would be under $200, or a little over $200 with tax, and you can paint your car pearl white.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
$89 for the Oxford white, which is a very popular.
It looks like the average price is about $90, just kind of like you said. You
Yeah.
got $25 on the cord here, and then we got this right here, which is our color chip, and this would be for overall paint jobs. If you wanted to scuff and paint your car, would you use this stuff for scuff and paint action?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You bet.
You would use this for
on a
scuff.
budget application. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Especially for guys that are just getting started. You know, they don't want to invest a ton
Right.
of money while they're learning.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
And you can make something look really nice with this stuff. And
Now let's make this real square here. This is base coat. This is not
this is
enamel
base coat,
paint.
not single stage.
That means you'd have to go get some clear. Now, what about the high-tech clear? Is that some good clear to use on a
Yeah, I
scuff
can
and
show you
paint,
that right
first
over
time
here.
paint job type situation?
This is bottom of the barrel clear here. Under $50 for
$50
for
now.
a gallon.
Yeah, and then we
$19
go
for
up
the
to 70.
activator. And the majority of people are using this here because it's a little bit better.
So this is the
product.
medium. This is the medium stuff going on here.
Right, right.
So if you're looking at, you're a beginner and you want to paint something, possibly a motorcycle or a car or a go-kart maybe or something like that, you would suggest go ahead with get the high-tech, save yourself money and learn.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yep.
Is that right, Trevor?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you would do?
Me personally,
What would you do, Trevor? If you were going to paint a motorcycle, what paint would you use? Would you use the real high-quality stuff or would you use the...
I would use the high quality stuff.
You would use the high-quality stuff, even though it's your first time, because you want it to be a professional job and you think it would last a long time if you did the job right.
Yes.
Okay, so we got two answers here.
Yeah. And a lot of
Okay,
it's
so we
personal
got-
preference. It depends on how
We
good
got
your
the boss
product
man
is.
at Doug saying, get the cheap stuff, and then we got the employee that's saying, get the high expensive stuff, because he wants it to last a long time. Is there a difference in the way the clear flows out and the paint flows out? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Correct.
So you get the cheap sparkle, okay? And you want that stuff to flow out real nice, because you don't want streaks in it, of course.
Right, right. You don't want
Okay, you don't want tiger stripes and all that, but that has a lot to do with the spray gun. Okay, you see what I'm saying?
The setup.
The setup of the
and
spray gun.
technique.
Exactly.
Correct.
All right. So a lot of people thinking that, well, I'm going to get this paint here, but I'm going to use a $40 spray gun. That ain't going to cut it. You're more than likely you're going to get streaks or blotches or something.
Yep.
But the situation is,
Possibly, yeah.
do you think by using the high-tech brand versus the House of Color or the high-end Valspar, do you think that will lay down different? When I say that, I'm talking about optimizing and flowing out than the high-tech stuff.
That's still going to be sprayability on the person who's doing
You
it.
think that's it? That's all in who's spraying it
It's
and
a
the
person
technique.
behind the gun.
Ain't got nothing to do with the paint at all.
It does have some to do with the paint, but the majority of any good painter will be able to lay paint down and have it look nice.
Right, okay.
And the same with the guns. I've seen good painters use a cheap gun and make things look perfect.
Right, because I use a Binks number 7 pretty much on everything.
Which is
Those
old
are the
school.
old
Are
school.
you guys familiar with Binks number 7, Trevor?
I am not. No.
Okay, get on the internet and Google it, buddy.
Got it.
That's what I can say to you.
It's the first gun I've sprayed with. That's
Okay,
right,
so
yeah.
I got 4 or 5 of those, and I use them like they're my right hand. Let me ask you this: we're talking about cheap paint a little while ago, and we were talking about reducing it.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Is this a 1-to-1 mixed paint over here on the $85
It is
gallon?
a 1-to-1. You can mix it 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. All their data sheets now say 1-to-1, but they used to give you both options. But
Right.
it is a lot more thin paint than like if you're going to be buying a tech base, our highest end.
It is thinner, but you can still mix it 50-50 and it'll flow out nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because most of the time when you get cheap paint, you put less reducer in it. You
Yeah.
put more paint with less reducer to lay it down where you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, if I was going to do, let's say, a Chevy pickup truck, full-size Chevy 8-foot bed truck, I might need 2 gallons of that high tech versus 1 gallon
Possibly.
or 1.5.
Yeah, or a
Let's go
gallon
1.5 gallons of the Valspar. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, after the information that Doug just gave us, Trevor, what would you do? Would you still go with the high-tech stuff, or would you go with
I mean,
cheap stuff?
I
You
understand.
told us outside you've never
Right.
painted a car.
I have not, no.
And you're not in here to scam people and tell them to buy the
No.
most expensive stuff, but you're
No.
telling yourself that you would
Well,
buy the expensive stuff.
Well, because I've seen shops, and because technically I'm a delivery driver, I see
So you see everything.
everything,
Okay.
and I really enjoy the way,
And you see the quality of the cheap versus the high-tech.
and I really enjoy looking at, shops that use
Yeah.
the high-end stuff and how.
So
it
what you're
looks.
saying, you got the eagle eye when you're going around. You're really checking it out and making sure that, oh well, this guy here, he's doing stuff. Oh well, this guy here is professional and blah blah blah. Okay, so see, there you go, Doug. I mean, we got 2 opinions here.
Opinions. You know what
So-
they say about opinions.
Okay, so we got this paint. Let's go look at the high-tech stuff and see
Certainly.
the difference.
This is the tech base line. This is our highest end paint,
Okay.
and we can make base.
Now,
coats.
it says Napa on there. That means Martin Sr.
Yes.
So you're saying this is more high-tech than the Valspar,
Yes.
than the stuff I've been buying.
And it's been around a lot longer than what our Valspar has as well.
Really?
And this is basically, if you go to the Sherwin-Williams Auto Refinish store,
Uh-huh.
they'll have the same
This is
line.
it right here. Same exact brand.
Yep. Yes, sir.
It just doesn't say Martin
It
Sr.
says
on
Martin Senior.
Oh, it does.
Ours say Martin Senior's. Theirs says Sherwin-Williams.
Now let me ask you this: what brand am I buying? Which one did I buy?
I
bought the I know I bought Valspar.
which is our newest bank.
Okay, I think that's what it was.
If you come over here,
Right.
and this is really considered our midline
Uh-huh.
paint, and this is what we sell the most of, just because of the price
Yeah,
point.
because I'm going to go ahead and be honest. I used this paint on that pearl white car that I did, that you
Yes.
mixed up, and let me tell you, that stuff, I don't think I would have had to blend it. I went ahead and blended it, but that matched so perfect that the
That's
blend probably wouldn't have had to be there.
That's great. That's
So you did an excellent job mixing that. I just want to throw that out there, Genuine Paints, Grand Junction, Colorado, that this guy right here, he knows how to mix paint, and that's no bullshit.
Thank you.
So this paint here, how much would, let's just say, a pint of GM white cost versus the other stuff?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe around $25.
25 bucks for a pint versus $100 for this stuff over here?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's typically about 3 times more expensive. 2 to
Gosh,
3.
that stuff must really cover super good.
It does cover very well.
Huh.
Very well. And there's a lot. What's kind of odd about this Valspar is the majority of the color is binders.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're saying that the toners are super high-tech,
highly concentrated tones.
Wow.
Yes.
Because I noticed when I used this stuff, I mixed it 50-50, and it still had the consistency of very thick paint.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Huh.
It's a 2-to-1 mix.
And this is the Valspar refinish right here.
And we could make several different versions depending upon what binders we're using. We could make
Oh,
single
okay.
stages. We could make the 999 version, which is what you purchased, which is the best base coat in the system.
Right.
And there's also one that they consider more of a blending.
So would you consider getting the 999 version?
Oh, yes.
If you were gonna,
That's primarily the majority
that's
of
the
what we
main.
sell is
That's
the
what you sell
999.
mainly is this stuff right here. This is it, huh?
There's another one called VRB 30, which
Wow.
drops your price clear down to like Wanda pricing.
But I'll be an example that if you get the $9.99, what Doug's telling you, that stuff literally goes a long, long way.
It does. It does.
It's a very good paint.
It is a very good.
Yeah, and I'm going to start buying this stuff for collision jobs and extras, buddy. And then we got one more brand called the Crossfire. What's up with that?
Yeah, Crossfire
Doug?
line's over here.
Was that your medium, your mid-range, or low ball? Or?
This is probably low end, primarily used for overalls. It's the old system in
Okay.
Martin Senior.
So this is like the original system almost of Napa's brand.
Yeah, it's been around for decades.
Okay.
And we can make base coats. You can make single
Millions
stages.
of colors.
You can make
Millions.
And a lot of the old colors that we don't have formulas for, like the 50s and 60s colors.
Oh, wow, you
we
can mix it in
still
this.
make it in this, where you can't really.
So
get
how
it
far
in
back
other
can you
things.
go on years of color codes? Right here at Genuine Paint.
Clear on back into the 40s.
You can go back to the 40s. If they have the
Yeah,
color
we have
codes.
books that go back to the 40s.
Wow. Well, I hate to tell you, I'm a PPG guy. I love PPG paint, but I will tell you this. If my second choice was, and I'm telling you from experience, I would use this stuff here if you can get a hold of it. And whatever Doug said, he's selling me the $9.99.
Yes, sir.
That's the one I would use.
And
so,
the price point compared to PPG is
yeah, it's
very
like
good.
1/8 or something. Yeah, it's extremely low.
It's very affordable.
Okay, I gotta go, guys. Let me do this. Let me go get my card. I gotta get that. Can we show everybody the clear that I'm buying?
Oh, you
I'm
bet.
doing a review on that clear.
Well, we've special
And-
ordered this. Isn't a clear that we typically.
Well, I'm going to do a review, and I'm going to tell you what it's all about. Now, this is about a, what, $100 setup? Am I right?
Yeah,
I think it was like $110 or something. And what we got, this is a 4-to-1 universal clear, and this is a U-Pole brand. And this hardener, believe it or not, this is called the System 20. Now, let me show you what's going on here. Any U-Pole System 20 uses all the same hardener. So if you're using this U-Pole high build primer like my friend Pete is, and don't get confused by the numbers, that's just the different number on it is just the color, okay? You got white, black, and gray. But this is the primer that I've been using for the last, I'd say 4 or 5 years. And this is the hardener that comes with it for the primer. They got a fast, standard, and slow hardener. And all these hardeners will work for this primer. So I was doing my investigations and checking stuff out, and I noticed that the U-Pole System 20 4.1 clear uses the exact same hardener. So I told Doug, order me a gallon of this. I want to try this out. And I wouldn't paint a show car with this, but I would do a collision job with it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I would do a collision job. And how much are we looking at for that setup, Doug?
$91.
$91, people.
Plus tax.
So make sure that you stay tuned for the video. I'm going to do an extensive review on this. If the review comes out good, Doug and Eldon might be selling this stuff.
That's a possibility.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, it's possible. If we have people that want it, we'll bring it in the store.
Okay, so where's
and sell
Eldon
it to
at?
you.
Where did he go?
He just went to lunch.
Okay, well, you tell Eldon we're sorry. You took over and you were the guy doing the talking. So
No worries.
what I want to do is thank you for letting me come in here and you explaining everything that we need to know. And we got a bunch of videos to make at this place, guy. I mean, you got stuff here that we can make 1,000 videos with. Shake a hand, make a friend,
bet.
Doug.
Thank you,
We'll
Pete.
see you later. I got to go get the card to pay for this. I'll be right back. Your phone's ringing. Take care of that guy.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, bud. All right, so we just went ahead and talked to Doug over at Genuine Paints, and it looks like he's got the system down and knows what's going on. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. Just another example. You get what you pay for. I don't give a shit what you say. If you do a good job or you do a shitty job, the quality of the paint actually matters. We'll see you later.
Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.